This is Julian Thomas. He's done the 200 meters for the UK Olympics, is that correct?
Yeah, but Team GB.
Team GB.
Football
so I think he knows a few things about sprinting, plyometrics. So I was going to ask him a few questions to sort of give you an idea of the type of training that we do among our trainers and our team. So what do you think in terms of sprinting, plyometrics, and how that helps people? And can you share a bit about your sort of style and tools that you would give?
Well, you kind of have to think the breakdown of sprinting. So there's loads of elements to consider into it. You have strength, you have power, but then you have to convert that power into elasticity, energy. So our muscles are made up of a series of elastic bands.
Yeah.
That's the analogy I often like to use, is that our body is such a complex system that it's a series of pulleys and levers. And in order to engage that, you have to first get it strong. So then once you get it strong, for example, a common gym platform, you would say 5x5. That will give you a base of strength. So you do 5 reps for 5 sets at a consistent level of strength.
So strength to get the power.
Strength to get the power.
Speed.
So then once you have the platform of power, you then have to, platform of strength, sorry, you then have to convert that strength into power. So then you'll kind of bring the reps down, but you increase the load of the weight. Once you have that, then you want to make the movement much quicker. So now we're converting that deadlifting, that static version of lifting, into a more active and dynamic movement. So then once you have that component, then we can start channeling that into a more dynamic range of sprinting, because you want to convert the areas of the weight into the track. For example,
so convert it, yeah.
So it's all about conversion, the art of conversion.
Yeah,
so you don't really want to do too much lifting, because you then become very static, very solid and rigid. You want to be able to be mobile at the same time.
You're doing the deadlift to get the sprint to be better.
So
perform better.
Yeah, deadlift is more of a base. I like to use deadlift because you're working the posterior chain, which is where you're using the glutes, the hamstrings, the lower back, which is predominantly the connective tissue required to get the body moving.
So hamstrings and glutes.
Hamstrings and glutes all day, all long. Without no glutes, you're not going anywhere.
And what do you think about Olympic lifts? Because I noticed you like to use them as well. So what do you think they do?
Olympic lifts is your bread and butter. If you're not doing Olympic lifts, you're not going anywhere, honestly. It's all about Olympic lifts.
So
I swear by it. Because you're saving yourself so much time within the gym.
Yeah.
Instead of focusing on one area of muscles, Olympic lifts use the whole body in one movement. So you're killing several birds with one stone. The only drawback of that though is that you have to learn the technique the right way. If you're not doing the right technique, forget it. So you can't just jump in the gym and think, okay, I'm going to do Olympic lifts. It's not going to happen, mate.
Exactly. I was training Dom, one of my clients with you, and we were outdoors and we were improving his sprint, and you were explaining about the single leg bounding to improve the sprint. Can you just give us a little bit about single leg bounding, and how that can improve your sprint as well?
So the most important thing about bounding is that we spend so much time in the gym strengthening our arms, our legs, chest and all those things, but what takes all of that load, Adam, is actually our feet. And a lot of the time when people do plyometrics and bounding is that we're not presenting the heel down to the ground, and it's like heel-toe relationship. That is the most important thing, because when you present the heel to the ground, your heel is on a stretch, and that's when you get that stretch reflex.
And it's also the activation of the glute.
And it's the activation of the glute. So the glute is what's already in place, like it's there. Yeah. So as long as you're presenting the heel in the right direction, the glute is gonna load all of that, which is gonna propel you to go upwards or forwards. So it's all about that heel-toe contact, where the heel lands and it slingshots you back up into the air. And that's how energy is kind of presented in the form of sprinting.
Last question, something I found fascinating when we were talking and training Dom was about the lifting of the knees. And actually when you run, you don't drag your legs behind, but you're shifting them forward and upwards to go forwards. Can you just explain a bit about that?
With sprinting, I think in the old context of PE, we're taught to kind of run with our toes down. Rubbish, it doesn't work. It's not gonna happen. It's all about having your toes up in a dorsiflexion position. Now what that gives you, having a dorsiflex feet, so that means your toes are up, that gives you a shin angle, which is the lower part of your leg, at a 45-degree angle. Now a lot of the time within sports science, you'll hear biomechanics say, okay, the shin's gonna be at a 45-degree angle, but it's not gonna happen, because we can't actually think to our lower limbs and say, okay, Each time I have a stride, I want to make sure my lower shin is at 45 degrees. It's way too complex. There's way too many cues to think about that. So in order to get that right shin angle is by keeping those toes up, and when you drive that leg down, it automatically presents the shin at a 45-degree angle, which is going to propel you to go forward. So remember, within sprinting, it's all about producing vertical movements in order to go horizontal. So the power is going to be going downwards to make you go forwards. Prime example is Usain Bolt. Like literally, he just destroyed the World Championships, and he's the perfect tool to explain what I'm actually talking about. If you watch him in a slow replay, when he comes out of the blocks, you will see his shin angles at a 45-degree angle, and he's not producing the force to go forward, but to go up and down, which is propelling him forward.
And talking about Usain Bolt, sorry to interrupt and change the direction, you were telling me about how you were in that sort of like box before the actual Olympics with him.
Okay, well.
And you said that everyone was kind of shuffling, but what did you say about Usain?
Well, I never actually got I wasn't fortunate enough to qualify into the individual for the Olympics with Usain Bolt. But I had competed with Usain Bolt previously in like the World Juniors and the World Youths. And one thing about, when you're competing at that stage is that there's so many testosterone. You're thinking about 8th of the most fastest individuals in the world, caged like animals. So there's a lot of psychology going behind. So you're in that cage, so there's a lot of male bravado, like aggression and things. But with that Caribbean, Jamaican style, it's very relaxed. It's like, yeah man, just chilling, just like, we're gonna do our thing.
So what was he saying like? He was just...
He just chilled, just very chill to be honest. Like, he had behaved as if he had already won the race. And that is how you have to be when approaching that scale and that level of sport, is that you have to be so confident that you've already done the job in order to win, but you gotta kind of get into the mind of your opponent.
So the champion mindset is actually cool, calm and prepared.
Cool, calm, prepared, yes, but stay mentally strong on the day as well.
Present.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Julian.
Yeah, no worries, man.
Okay. So this is my team. We've got a great bunch of people. Check out the website, AWPTS.com, and this is Julian Thomas. So what's your website?
So my website is julian-thomas.com. You can follow me on all such social media platforms. That's Action Jules. Action Jules, that's Julez, and you can see all the updates on training and sprinting.
Thanks for watching. See you soon.